So, NBC Games live von der E3. Ich bin jetzt hier behind closed doors bei Eidos und habe jetzt Randy Smith, den Project Director von Thief 3. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Und er wird uns jetzt gleich ein bisschen Thief 3 zeigen und ein bisschen was dazu erzählen. Okay, Randy, you're gonna show us a little bit of Thief 3 and perhaps you can tell us a little bit, perhaps for all those German players who never experienced a Thief game, what's the history behind Thief and why are you making, what makes Thief so exciting?
Okay, well there's two games, there's Thief and Thief 2. They were both originally just PC games, just for the computers, and they were back at this company called Looking Glass, which is a pretty famous design company that was in Massachusetts. Looking Glass went out of business, and the sequel, which was owned by Eidos, Thief 3, got moved to a company called Ion Storm in Texas, which was a good place for it. That's where they make Deus Ex. As you see right over here, we got the Invisible War. That's a sequel to Deus Ex. So we're working together with those guys, and we're making the third installment in the Thief series. And this time it's not just for the PC, it's also for the console, in this case the Xbox. The cool thing about Thief and Thief 2 is that they're like pretty much the game out there you're going to find that has the most emphasis on stealth, on hiding, avoiding being seen, avoiding being heard. So what we have here, it's a first-person game, and we've got this little meter down here that shows you how well lit you are. As this gets brighter, that means it's easier for guards to see you, and when it's darker, that means no one can see you. Basically, no one knows you're there. Like, you're sneaking around in castles, trying not to be seen, trying to steal all the loot. And if someone's got their back to you or you're in darkness, they can't see you. And when no one can see you, you're more powerful. You've got the drop on them, and you get to decide what you want to do. You can either like sneak up behind them and take them out, like ambush them, or you can just like sneak by them and never interact with them at all. Like, instead you can just outwit them. So I just knocked this guy out. I gave him the blackjack in the back of the head. That knocks him out. Optionally, I could have killed him. We support a lot of different playstyles. It's a very, very open-ended game. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto 3 in a way. Like, we'll just give you goals, like try to get up here and steal this thing.
That would be my next question. What's the main goal in Thief? Is it just to gather as much treasury as possible, or?
Well, the protagonist of the game, the character that you play, his name is Garrett. He's actually in the game. Like, you can see him as you walk around. You can see his shadow when you're walking around. This is a new feature in Thief 3. But this is Garrett, or at least his shadow, that you play. And when Garrett starts out, you know, he's a really selfish guy. You know, he's a thief. He's not somebody who's out to help people out. He doesn't want to have conversations and talk to people or, like, go on quests for them. He's really just in it for himself. He's trying to collect the money, you know, have an easy life, a good retirement, just ply his trade. But he's a really powerful thief. He's the best that ever was, you know, and so he's always being drawn into these different conflicts, and people are always looking, like, wanting his help and trying to, like, get him to steal stuff for them. So there's this group, a secret society in Thief 3 that he used to be a part of called the Keepers, and basically Garrett lives in this big city, this medieval city, and the Keepers, they're the ones who pull all the strings, and they call the shots, and they have these prophecies that tell about, like, the Dark Age that's coming and stuff like that. And they want Garrett to help him out because they need to gather all these, like, special magical treasures, and they need to rely on his thieving skills. So they keep trying to, like, coerce him into helping them out, and he's pretty reluctant to do so.
So tell us a little bit about the new features of Thief 3. You already mentioned the shadow. Does guards react on shadow seen?
Yeah, they do. We're not seeing that in the E3 demo because it's pretty can make the game kind of hard. So we left that out for the E3 demo. But yeah, like if this shadow right here is falling on a guard in the full game, he might notice that. You might have to do something about it. But one of the things that's really good is our render. Thief and Thief 2 had kind of a dated render even for the time. This was back in like 1997. Thief 3 has a state-of-the-art render. As far as I know, I haven't been able to get out on the show floor much at E3. But last I heard, the only other people who are doing something this sophisticated was id with their like Doom 3 engine. So we've got a very, very high like degree of technology. We've got Havok physics, like when you bump into stuff or shoot it, it like moves around very realistically.
Is that a new engine? Did Eidos or did Ion Storm create them by himself, or who made it?
Well, the engine is based on the foundation of Unreal Warfare technology. We completely rewrote the renderer and a bunch of the other systems. We're using Havok physics, which is, again, some licensed technology. We wrote a bunch of the other really important stuff. Like, another example is sound propagation, which means that sounds propagate realistically. Like, they can't go through walls. They have to go around corners and through doors and stuff like that. So this guy doesn't know I'm here either. I'm going to use a different tool on him. I'm going to use my my arrow. That was a fully dynamic animation, like it's called ragdolling. Instead of playing an animation on a character when they die, they just their limbs like move naturally and stuff like that. So every time I throw this guy down, he'll land in a different position. I can throw him off cliffs into trees. He can fall down stairs, stuff like that. So another big thing that's important about the Thief series is we try to put the story right in the game. So in this case, I just stumbled upon a couple guys having this conversation, and they're talking about the thing I came to this castle to steal. So when I eavesdrop on them, they don't know I'm here. I'm eavesdropping on them. They're talking about this medallion that I'm here to try to get. And if I follow one of these guys, he'll have the medallion after this conversation. So you're always like paying attention to the clues in your environment in Thief. It's very interactive.
Okay, Randy, thanks for showing us so far, and I hope the game comes out for PC too, because I'm actually a PC gamer.
Yep. It's PC and it's Xbox. They're scheduled for simultaneous release in winter of this year.
Winter this year. Okay, thanks Randy. Und das war's jetzt erstmal von Thief 3. Wir sind gleich nochmal zurück und dann gucken wir uns ein bisschen Deus Ex 2 an.